Hello and welcome back to Far from the Truth, episode 13.
Crazy.
Episode 13, my bro.
No,
Mental. We were just saying off camera that, like, obviously, I think we started speaking about this during pre-season, like, maybe towards the end of last season. We linked up a few times to watch some Champions League games, and we're talking about it then. And to think that we're 13 episodes in, the pod is just wild.
It's mad, isn't it? Like, to be fair, it was not something that was on my even radar that might be doing this year. And like, I know it's like, it's not like a massive podcast or anything like that. But like, but I think the main thing is like, it's obviously something that we're routinely doing every single week. Eventually we're going to be doing it, sort of in a studio together, recording it, where it'll be a bit more interactive as well. And obviously, hopefully, at that point, then we can sort of start to get like guests on and stuff like that. But just the fact that we're 13 weeks into this is crazy, man.
Yeah, 100%. And every single week's like a learning curve for us in terms of like what the content we're putting out there. We're putting reels out there all the time now of little clips of the pod.
Yeah.
It started off with like a tiny little logo, and now we're like figuring out how to, do different things. I remember when I figured out how to put music on in the background of the clips, and I was just like, "Yo, sick!" I like just changed the whole game for me, bro.
It is crazy.
Man,
It's crazy.
it's good. It's good, and the main thing is we're both doing it because we enjoy talking about football.
Well, yeah, I think we'd be doing this even without the camera. Like, we'd be sort of on FaceTime or on call, just chatting about the week's results or whatever, just for the pure fact that we like doing it. And I think most people are like that. To be fair, like even in work, just talking to your mates in work about football, or like talking to your mates outside of work about it. Like, it's just part and parcel of like everyday life, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, man. And knowing that, like, I know that one of the first things I do when I get into work is, talk to the Chelsea fan that's in my office, or my boss is a Liverpool fan as well. So
Yeah.
it's been quite fun to, rub salt in the wounds for him recently. So yeah, it's just something we would do naturally, and I think we'd always text each other like during the week, or what did you think of that game? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now we just got as long as we want to speak about it.
Exactly. And
So,
what are we going to talk about today then, man?
well, I think one of the elephants in the room is a certain. Were they the champions of England last year? They did win the title last season, didn't they? Or did they get promoted? Nah, they won the title.
I don't know. The drop off of Liverpool is to be studied. But I think again, another thing we were saying, I'm going to come on to Liverpool. I think it's not just bantering the fact that they have dropped off a cliff, is sort of just analysing or trying to analyse why we think that is. So obviously we'll come on to that. We'll speak about obviously some of the other fixtures across the weekend. Some of the sort of movers and shakers in the Premier League. Maybe some Champions League content as well. See, that's back this week. I'm really excited for that.
Me too.
And there's some big games across both days, to be fair. And then maybe just a couple of little last points at the end. But I mean, should we just get straight into the fixtures that happen this weekend?
I think so, man. I think there's only one place to start, really. And no Liverpool fans. It's not about you. It's on about the North London derby.
Absolutely.
The script that was written.
Yeah, man.
Yesterday. The fact that Eze scored a hat trick. And Thomas Frank. Eze who?
Yeah.
I mean, what a performance.
Man.
I've seen Arsenal get a lot of slate for playing Harambe. And Thomas Frank came in and tried to stink the North London derby up with his Harambe, his terrorist tactics, and how did you get on? Because you can't do that against this Arsenal side.
No.
And what did you think of the game, bro?
I thought Tottenham were the worst team that have come to the Emirates this season. I've seen Leeds come there and they got beat by a bigger score, but they tried to do something, and obviously they are a promoted team. I've seen other teams come to the Emirates and at least try, and they just didn't do anything. They didn't do a thing, and I'd be so, if I was a Tottenham fan, I'd be so worried that in a North London derby where, in my opinion, form goes out the window, who you have on the pitch available kind of goes out the window, because it's just a 90-minute scrap between two teams that are a mile apart from each other, and you're fighting not even necessarily for. I don't even think it's about the 3 points that day. It's just about the bragging rights, really. That's kind of what you're fighting for, and they just didn't. They might as well have just not bothered coming. They generally might as well not bother coming. That's how poor they were. You think about a promoted team like Sunderland, who gave us a hard time. Fair enough, away from home, but they just didn't put up a fight, mate. They didn't
I
put up
know.
a single fight. They had in the first half they had 0 XG, no shots,
No shots.
nothing, absolutely nothing. That their goal was because of a mistake. And fair enough, great finish, by the way, great finish.
Yeah, crazy finish.
But yeah, just terrible tactics, terrible team. Absolutely shocking, mate. Reminded me of last season's Tottenham, to be fair.
Yeah.
Under Ange, very, very poor, very, very poor. But yeah,
Very.
just touching slightly on our side, I know we'll probably go back and forth about some of the things, but I think every single Arsenal fan, probably since they become an Arsenal fan, dream of doing what Eze did. I think, and scoring a hat trick against Tottenham is the first time it's been done since I think it was 1976 or 78 or something.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I didn't know that was a thing. I
Yeah,
thought
it's surprising because if you look at all the players that played in the North London derby,
you'd think,
Henri, you got Kane, you got
yeah,
so many players like Van Persie, like
yeah,
Alexis Sanchez. None of them have been able to do it. And I think the beautiful thing was obviously Thomas Frank saying as a who before the game,
mm-hmm.
and then the fact that he was this close to signing for them.
Yeah,
it's just.
but you let it all work out, man. You
He
let it
did
all
know.
work out.
I mean, that song, like, do you know what I mean? What the Arsenal promotion, the content team at
Yeah,
Arsenal, like, just hit. What a perfect song, bro! What a perfect song. And
but
yeah, mate, it was a. Do you know what? It was just a beautiful game as an Arsenal fan. Like,
yeah,
I haven't stopped smiling since.
yeah,
I walked to the shop last night and I saw a couple like Arsenal fans coming back from the pub watching the game. I watched it at home, but and I saw them and they were just over the moon with the result. And I
yeah,
think it almost meant more the fact that Man City had dropped points, Liverpool had dropped points again, Chelsea were within 3 points, and we've got some big games coming up. We've got to go to Stamford Bridge, so it was
yeah,
really important that we stamped our authority after that slip up at Sunderland as well. Because if we'd have lost this game, questions would have started being asked. People would have got nervy, but we really showed that we mean business this season.
yeah,
And you've got to think as well. Mikel Merino started up top,
yeah,
and fair play. Like his assist for that Leandro Trossard first goal was beautiful,
yeah.
but Mikel Arteta does not get enough credit, in my opinion. And I do think when it's all said and done, what he did last season, finishing second with a team that was absolutely rampant with injuries, is going
Yeah.
to be looked at as a massive achievement.
Mm.
Because I just don't think he gets enough credit, mate. I don't think
No,
Arteta gets enough credit.
no, I think you're right, mate, and I think it was just there was no set piece goals. No one can. In fact, if anything, the set pieces were terrible. Um, we were quite bad with our set pieces, but from open play, just some of the combinations, and I would like to hold my hands up. So I think you asked me about the lineup, and I said I'd like to see Gabriel Martinelli. To be fair, um, but Leandro Trossard is some player. Don't get me wrong. I always knew he was a great player, and he's been a great player for Arsenal. Ever since he came in that January transfer window, 30 million or less than that, 28 million, I think.
What a signing.
And I think for that money and the output in terms of assists and goals that he's had since he's come in is top notch. And I think a lot of us thought he was on his way out this summer. And due to potential injuries or whatever it may be, he's obviously had a run of games. And I can't fault him, mate. He's been absolutely superb. A couple of assists yesterday, a goal. If it wasn't for Eze's hat trick, he would have been man of the match. To be fair, so really, really excellent player, smart player, very smart. But he reminds me of like a Freddie Lundberg, like just
Yeah, he's just quality, isn't he?
yeah,
And I think I need to apologise because I certainly writ him off
mm,
at the start of the season. I was very baffled as to why, Arteta and Berta offered him a new contract.
yeah,
Um, but and I've been surprised. I think every time I've seen him on the team sheet, even when Martinelli was fit, and even
mm,
when Madueke was fit, I was confused as to why he was there. But
yeah,
he has really taken that left wing position and made it his own now at Arsenal because
yeah,
the thing about Trossard and the difference between him and Martinelli is, he is going to produce.
yeah,
He's going to provide an assist. He's going to score a big goal.
mm.
And I always back him when he goes one on one. Do you know what I
His
mean? He's very clinical.
technique is so good, both feet.
Yeah. And even that goal he scored against Sunderland last weekend, a couple weekends ago, that was unbelievable.
Yeah,
And another player I do really want to touch on is Jurriën Timber.
yeah.
I think he is the best right back in the world right now.
Mm. I think yeah. Out of him and it's him and Hakimi really the two. Obviously, we don't really get to see Hakimi week in week out, but
No.
I
I just
I think
think that
yeah,
Timber's just more versatile. Like
yeah.
I've never seen the guy lose a header. He always is bodying his fullback,
Yeah.
rarely gets taken on. And yeah,
Mm.
Hakimi's brilliant going forward, but I don't think Hakimi's as good defensively as Timber.
No, no, I agree. I agree with you, and I think again that was a 30 million or 35 million signing, and I
I know.
just like just mad, bro. Like the squad Arsenal have is second to none these days. And just in terms of the game, I just think, like you say, only one team really turned up to try and win the game.
Yeah.
Uh, which again, if I was a Tottenham fan, I'd be really, really disappointed at. Um, I think they've got to go back to the drawing board and think about why they did that in a derby game. But only Thomas Frank will
Well,
know what his tactics were. But yeah, just
the
one-sided.
truth is that, who has come to the Emirates and actually opened up against us, mate? Name a team.
Uh,
Because even Man City.
yeah. Man City obviously they took off Haaland after 50 or 60 minutes. The only team I think that have tried to open up and they got absolutely hammered for it was Atletico Madrid. They got and they got punished. They got
Yeah,
beat 4.
yeah.
Other than that,
That's true, bro.
everyone does a low block. So, hey, long may the wins continue, man.
100% and 100%. So, yeah, obviously a brilliant win for Arsenal.
Mm.
What did you make of the Man City Newcastle game?
Uh,
Obviously, a lot of chances in that game.
yeah. Well, firstly, a very good game. Like you say, filled with a lot of chances. Barnes, even though he scored a brace, he missed a couple. Foden missed a couple. Some very clear cut chances went amiss. And then the game sort of flipped into life across sort of 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
And to be fair, the couple of goals that Harvey Barnes scored were fairly good goals, to be fair. Some really, really
yeah,
good play.
good player, mate.
Yeah, he's a good player. Guimaraes is some midfielder, to be fair. Some
I think he
midfielder.
get. Do you think Bruno Guimaraes gets in any team in the Prem right now?
Yeah, yeah. I think he gets in the Arsenal team.
Yeah.
I think if you told me I could have Guimaraes, Rice, and Eze, um,
Instead of Zubimendi, probably.
I just think it's a toss up. I think it's a toss up. I
Yeah,
don't think Zubimendi's a lot worse than Guimaraes. I just think Guimaraes is a special player. To be fair,
he is special.
just a bit more power about him, a bit more presence about him.
I think the thing I love about is his passion as well. He's so passionate. He's a bit of
Mm.
his passion reminds me of Gabriel Magalhaes
Yeah,
in midfield, the way he's
yeah,
always like, you know, beating his chest and getting the crowd up for the game, and you know, Newcastle at St James's Park are gonna give any team a run for their money,
yeah.
and if you miss opportunities against them, they
Mm.
will make you pay. And you know, Newcastle, it could have been 3-3.
Mm.
You know, go the second half. Walter Marder surprised me
Mm.
by missing a few clear cut opportunities. To be fair, some great saves from Donnarumma, and he showed again that why he's one of the top keepers in the world.
Yeah.
And I think ones that surprised me, I think Haaland went through a couple times, and I just thought goal, bro.
Mm.
I just thought, well, it's 1-0 Man City, and he did score, bro.
Yeah.
And Phil Foden missed a few, and one thing I did want to speak about is we very much sang Pep Guardiola's praises
Mm.
after their victory against Liverpool last week.
Yeah.
I thought he got his subs so wrong.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, he took Doku off and Cherky, who I thought looked like Man City's most dangerous players in terms of, you know, being able to beat a man and create a chance. I think Doku created the most chances for Man City in that game with 4. And I was so surprised when he took him off, and I actually thought, okay, Newcastle got this now,
Yeah.
because they live with Doku and Cherky, and Cherky was putting in. I think he played a lovely little ball into Phil Foden, and he had a shot, and
Mm.
Cherky was just able to find those little passes in between the lines, and when they
Yeah.
took him off, they took that like creativity that they had away, and I think Pep really got it wrong. Um, I don't know
No,
what you think.
I agree with you, to be fair, and I think they've been so reliant on Haaland as well. And the moment that he doesn't score in a game, they almost sort of think, "Oh, how are we going to score?" So that's something they need to figure out. They need to find goals from elsewhere. I feel like that's what, not to go back to them all the time, but that's what Arsenal have done well this season. That's what Chelsea have even done well, to be fair. They found goals from other places, João Pedro, Pedro Neto, Esteval,
Mm.
or Palmer before he got injured. Like, you find goals from elsewhere, and if Haaland doesn't score, it's almost like how are Man City going to score?
Yeah.
So they need to fix that on a consistent basis if they want to challenge for the title this year. But another good win from Newcastle, who to be fair have had a bit of a topsy-turvy season so far. They've had some really good results, and then they lose what you would class as an easy game.
I think they've only won 3 games this season.
Say again?
I think they've only won 3 games this season.
Yeah, like that is quite mental. I'm not sure how they're getting on in the Champions League either. I'm not sure if they're.
I think they're doing all right in the Champions League. They're in the top 8, I think.
All right, okay.
But
right.
I think they're in the top 8. But yeah, they're just struggling. And I think they keep going ahead and then, conceding, and teams get back at them, and similar to what happened in the Arsenal-Liverpool game.
I can see them winning another trophy this season though. Maybe I can see them talk maybe a FA Cup or a Carabao again, maybe. Just on the fact of St James's Park, and they do have a good squad. If they just get more consistent, they'll be right up there again, Champions League places, I think. So, but yeah,
100%, man. Then moving on, bro. Nottingham Forest 3, Liverpool 0.
Yeah.
Where?
Anfield,
At
I think.
Anfield.
Yeah, at Anfield, 3-0. Do you know what? Do you know what annoys me about them losing 3-0 to Nottingham Forest? And they lost to United at Anfield. They lost to Crystal Palace 3-0 in the Cup at Anfield. Do you know what annoys me about all that? The fact that Arsenal lost.
It was just that free kick that Szoboszlai scored.
Yeah, I think it was a time in the season. Obviously, they were buoyant from a few games later on. Then they seemed to play a lot better than they've played since that game. And I don't think Arsenal were in the groove of what they're in now.
No.
But that is one thing that annoys me. It's just the fact that all these teams seem to just be walking all over them.
Yeah.
And it's bad, mate. Like just going back to this specific game. I couldn't believe it. I was in London on the weekend. I came out of. I was watching The Lion King in the theatre, and I came out, and I think you'd obviously messaged me, so I sort of checked the scores on the way back to the hotel, and I saw 3-0 full time, and I couldn't believe it, mate. Couldn't believe it.
Mate, I was absolutely gobsmacked because I think we both predicted Liverpool to bounce back. I think we
Yeah.
both said last week that these next few games they've got are very winnable for them, and it's just because of who these are the champions of England, and they have just spent £450 million in the summer. They've just signed Alexander Isak, who was arguably the best striker in the world last season. They've signed Florian Wirtz, who every single team was after. And, the narrative at the start of the season was good luck, everyone else.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to believe because these are the champions, and they won the league last season, and they supposedly improved on their squad.
Yeah.
But I think we need to delve into like where it's all gone wrong, and I think, in my opinion, the first place it went wrong for them was the sale of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Luis Diaz.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I've mentioned this. You've mentioned this. Look at what Luis Diaz is doing for Bayern Munich now. He's got that Luis Suarez, Alexis Sanchez type of energy about him that he can lead the line by himself up the front. And, he makes other players look better. And I think a lot of Liverpool fans always slated Luis Diaz because he missed a few chances. He wasn't clinical. And they ignored all the good work that he was doing for them.
Yeah.
And a lot of Liverpool fans were happy to see him go.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think exactly the same. I think he was a great player. I would have had him at Arsenal.
I would have
And I
bitten
think
your hand off for Luis Diaz as a left winger.
I know, and do you know what? Not as much as Luis Diaz, to be fair, but I think they also missed the energy of like a Darwin Núñez. Like he was a nuisance, mate. He was a nuisance up top. Yeah, all right. He wasn't a good finisher. We know that, but he always got into the opportunity. He always got to the place, for the opportunity for a cross or something, or he made some assists, and he just had energy and legs. He reminded me of like a bit of a Jamie Vardy, very quick, ratty around defenders, and I think that helped Salah as well. Like having Núñez and Diaz sort of ratting around the defenders, it gave Salah a bit more time, which he doesn't have. I think, and obviously another big miss. RIP Diego Jota, someone to come off the bench who knows where the back of the net is. Like these are three players that I think they really miss, to be fair. And incoming players, Ekitike started off quite well. Not done so much in the last couple of games. Isak's had 9 games and got 1 goal and 1 assist. The goal coming in the Carabao Cup against Southampton. So nothing to scream or shout about there.
And the assist he didn't even mean against Chelsea. So
Yeah, exactly. He didn't come off the bench against Man City. That's £150 million sat on the bench, and he didn't even come on.
yeah,
Um,
the
I just
yeah, it's
I don't.
crazy.
And then Florian Wirtz, not built for the league yet. Look, I think he's a great player. I watched him in the Euros, and I thought him and Musiala, they were very good for Germany. But playing for Germany and playing for Liverpool in the week in, week out in the Premier League is a different story. In Germany, you've got the lion's share of possession, which fair enough they do at Liverpool, but they play a different way. Most of the teams they're going to be playing against in like your group stages and stuff like that are going to be sitting back against you, whereas a lot of teams are going at Liverpool now. And I just don't think his physicality is there for that up and down for 90 minutes. He seems like a bit of an Ozil, like a luxury player.
Yeah, the thing about Florian Wirtz for me is I think there's no question when he's on the ball and he's got runners and he's got people to play 1-2s with. Like he's definitely got that ability and he's got that creativity. But I just don't think Liverpool play the right type of football for him.
No.
When you're playing for Germany and you've got people like Musiala, you've got Joshua Kimmich there that can just keep the ball for days. You've got ridiculous players that are just so technically skillful. And if you look at all of Liverpool's players, they all want it in behind. They all want a bit of space. They're not so into the 1-2s around the box and playing that tiki taka style of play. And I think Florian Wirtz would do much better if you put him into a Man City, if you put him into a Barcelona, if you put him into a Bayern Munich. I think he'd have a lot more joy. And he's not the fastest. He's not the strongest. On the transition is not where he's at his best. And that's what Liverpool are all about. Like last season, they were so direct. They scored so many goals on the break. And they're missing. I think Salah's really missing Trent. Because if you think about it, that right hand side, not only have you got Mo Salah to deal with, you're also worrying about what Trent's going to do when that
Yeah.
ball gets to him. So it makes it harder to mark Salah because you've also got to make sure Trent isn't whipping these balls in the box or finding that diag or finding an incredible pass, which, is what he's famous for.
Yeah.
And you've also taken that transition away from them because he was able to just, I think it's a ball was it against Real Madrid? I think he played a ball from the outside of his boot and it went viral because Salah was running onto it. And it was just a majestic pass. But just
Yeah.
every single time he would get that ball as a right back, he's looking forward, and Salah knew that he was going to get that ball perfectly to
Yeah.
carry on the transition. And it's like Liverpool have gone away from what worked for them last year. And a big comparison I always make is, look at PSG when they had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe.
Mm.
There's too many eyes in that Liverpool team right now. Ekitike, good player, but he wants to be the main man in that team.
Yeah.
Alexander Isak wants to be the main man in that team.
Mm.
Mo Salah is the main man in that team.
Yeah.
These players aren't playing for each other, they're playing against each other. They're all trying to get the limelight. And
Yeah.
defensively, they just are absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, it is woeful at the back. It is absolutely woeful, and I think I was saying to someone that I think Kanate is kind of on his way out as a player. He obviously wants to leave, but he's not covering himself in glory if he does want to leave to go to a Real Madrid. Real Madrid are going to be looking at his performances, thinking, "Why would we sign you when we could probably sign Mark Gay, who's playing,
Yeah.
really well this season?" So he's not doing himself any favors. Obviously, Frimpong's been in and out of the team injured. Connor Bradley's not great. And then on the other side, Kirkes, who I think got dropped for the last game, has been woeful. Robertson's just getting on a bit, and he hasn't got it in him anymore, I don't think. So they, I think obviously they had a big boost for Alisson coming back, and he goes and concedes 3 goals. So they feel like they need a big overhaul at the back,
And
which
in
is mad
midfield.
to say. Yeah, which is crazy to say, even though they've spent nearly £500 million in one summer. But they need to do something, otherwise they'll find themselves struggling to get back in the Champions League at this rate. I mean, they're 11th place. They've won 6 and lost 6. It's not looking good for them. It is not looking good.
It's not. Got a question for you. I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans after that Forest result say Slot out.
Hmm.
What's your thoughts? How, because we haven't spoken too much about Slot, really, but how much is he at fault for this Liverpool demise? Do you think it's fair after him winning the league last season for Liverpool fans to be calling for his head? Yeah, what's your thoughts on Slot, bro?
I think, look, I'm not going to take anything away from him for winning the league last season, because it's 38 games, and it's a massive achievement. The only thing I will say on it is, if Klopp was there, he would have done it as well with that team. That team was just, one, very good, and two, everyone else in the league seemed to not turn up. Arsenal didn't turn up, Man City didn't turn up, Chelsea didn't turn up, United didn't turn up, Tottenham didn't turn up. So it was a very, I think they won it on like high 80 points or something like that. Like, it wasn't a typical season.
Also, they didn't have any pressure. There wasn't anyone.
No, like, after, I mean, because I think they won their first 10 in a row. So obviously they sort of got quite a big lead already, and then it just started to sort of keep going from there, and it just got to the point where I think Arsenal were the closest, and they were still 9, 10, 12 points behind. It was just a matter of when. rather than if. So yeah, they didn't really have any pressure, to be fair. And I just think now that he's brought a couple of his own players in, he's probably changing the tactics a bit more in his second season. He probably didn't change anything really the first season because he just thought the team was nearly there the season before on the clock. Let me just keep things the same, which they did. So that, accompanied by other teams not playing as well, he's won the league. Which again, like I say, it's 38 games. It's still a big achievement, but he's put more of his tactics on this time. He's brought in his own players, and they fell off a cliff. So I think, yeah, that is down to the manager. The cat again for episode 13.
He's making it a regular occurrence, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Loves being in the pod.
But
Sorry, you were saying.
I think, yeah, it is down to, a big part of it is down to him because he's brought these players and he's changed some of the tactics. He's going for this sort of more back and forth football where, who's going to outscore who, and it's not working. It's just not
No.
working. If he doesn't sort it out soon, yeah, he probably will lose his job, because Liverpool can't afford to miss out on Champions League football.
Especially after the amount of investment that they made in the summer.
Yeah.
And Slot, I think I said to you so many times over message, he's got lucky again. He's got away with it again. He just always, and you could see the guy's head. It was just so big. I
Yeah.
remember after they went to Old Trafford last season, and he stepped onto Sky Sports and was just ripping into Ten Hag's tactics and how he beat Man United, and like he just had this arrogance about him, and I just thought, it's just you've had it too easy so far,
Yeah.
and it's all coming back around to him now, and I think they won the league last season. To be fair, they didn't have any competition. There was a feel-good factor around the club. I think it was very much Klopp's team that won him the league. And
Yeah.
now you're starting to see the Arne Slot team. And he's figuring out that, it's not all sunshines and rainbows in this Premier League. You are going to get beaten. And, come on Sky Sports now and break down the tactics against Forest then, mate. Why did you lose if it was so bloody easy to beat everyone last season? Because
Yeah.
as it stands right now, he is looking like a massive fraud.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not
I agree.
surprised Liverpool fans want him out because, he's not really changed anything since these last 7 losses. He keeps playing Soboslai at right back, which is just criminal. Sorry. Oh, man. Catch loves the pod.
Yeah.
Keeps playing Soboslai at right back. Not willing to change it up. Why haven't you put Joe Gomez at right back? What's
Yeah.
so wrong about Joe Gomez? He's a player there that probably could help you defensively a little bit, make you a little bit, try something new, and he just
Do you
hasn't.
think? Do you think Liverpool make the top 4 this year?
No,
Same, bro. I
and
don't think they.
also they're on about signing Semenyo in January.
Yeah, it's another 75 million.
What's that
And
gonna do?
yeah, yeah.
It's like
Ah,
It's like literally, the structure of your house, the foundations of your house are falling apart, and you go and you go change the windows. You know,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, it's not the best analogy in the world, but it doesn't
but
make any sense.
yeah,
Your house is falling apart, and you're going to go sign another luxury player. Right now, Liverpool don't need Semenyo. Gakpo's good enough. You know, he's proved it.
yeah.
What you need is you need another centre back, another right back. I would say you need a couple midfielders as well,
Mm.
and maybe a right winger,
And a left back. I think they need a
a
left back.
left back desperately.
Perkez, absolutely shocking, by the way. Shocking player. Don't know how
Yeah,
they've signed 50 million, mate.
the thing is, the way Bournemouth played, it made him look good. You know, he
Yeah,
looked like a
yeah.
quality player. And but the problem is with Kirk, is he's too hot headed. You know, he's
So,
too rash. Yeah,
mm,
exactly. He's rash. He's not like, you know, Andy Robertson. He's also got the ability to ping in like a beautiful cross. Kirkaz doesn't have that. It's all like it's
mm,
like Kirkaz doesn't know what he's gonna. Even Kirkaz doesn't know what he's gonna do. He kind of just does.
yeah, yeah. No, I completely agree. Um, yeah, I just think if they don't do something soon, because this season a lot of the teams, although yes, Liverpool, Man City, like they're all dropping points. Everyone else is picking up points. All you've got to do is look at who's around that top 6, 7. You know, Crystal Palace are up there. I think obviously Chelsea are second at the moment. Um, you know, Villa are creeping up. Bournemouth are up there. Brighton are creeping up. Newcastle will be creeping up as well. United are even above Liverpool at the moment. So a lot of these teams are picking up points, and you know, if Liverpool don't sort it out sooner rather than later, they'll find themselves adrift, which would be absolute nightmare. I don't think they'll finish anywhere near there, but if they don't start figuring something out, they might not make the top 4, which would be absolutely drastic.
But the thing, looking at it, I fancy United to finish above them as it
I think United,
stands. I really do.
team. I think United are a good team.
And I
Mm.
think, you know, United have only got that one game a week,
Mm.
and they're not worried about Champions League. You know, they obviously crashed out the Carabao Cup,
Mm.
and I fancy United to finish above them. I don't know why. I just got a feeling. Just got a feeling about it.
Yeah, no,
But
I can definitely see that for sure.
anyway, bro,
Absolutely.
like Premier League, but we've got some massive Champions League games this week. Um,
Yeah,
got Bayern Munich Arsenal at the Emirates. We've got Chelsea Barcelona at Stamford Bridge.
yeah,
Um, some crazy games, and you know the Champions League's really heating up now.
yeah. Well, I think this is game number 5. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Have a
Yeah,
look.
I think this is game week number 5. So this is just confirm that for me before I continue. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, game week 5.
Yeah. So it's getting to that point now where I think this game week is very important for some teams. Because it will sort of define potentially if you are definitely going to qualify in that top 8. You know, for example, I think if Arsenal or Bayern Munich win, I think if they win, I'd imagine mathematically they're probably guaranteed a top 8 finish.
Yeah,
With 3 games to go, probably. Um, and you know, same for a couple of other teams in that sort of top 8. You just want to. This next game is very, very important for a lot of teams to see where they might finish. You know, you don't want to add on an extra playoff game if you don't want to. You really want to finish in that top 8. And again, like we said earlier in the season, good thing about finishing that top 8 this season, you do get the home advantage in the second leg. of the next round. So yeah, some really, really big games. So looking forward to the Chelsea-Barcelona game. I think that'd be really good. We've seen some really good.
I think that'd be a great test. Great test for
We've seen some very good
Barca. And
Barca Chelsea games over the years.
yeah,
So this is
when was the
another
last
install.
time last time Barca were at the Bridge? I think was that hugely controversial game where I think Barca just won it, didn't they? And Drogba had a massive go at the ref.
Yeah,
Was that
yeah.
the last time they were at the Bridge?
No,
Maybe
I think
not.
that was
Maybe not.
because I think they had that time, obviously, where in the second leg Torres scored and they went through.
Oh yeah.
But I think it was the time before that. But like that's what I mean. They've had some crazy games
Some
between them.
classic game.
Yeah, I remember Ronaldinho at the Bridge when he did that like sort of stutter thing and like
Yeah.
toe punted it in. So yeah, be another good instalment for that game. Rashford back on English soil. Who's
Yeah, I'm
been
looking forward to seeing Lamine Yamal as well.
mm,
And the thing
against,
is,
against
Chelsea's defence is a bit questionable, isn't it? Like, I think that's probably
yeah,
the weakest. And the midfield battle, I'm interested to see how Caicedo does against Frankie de Jong and Pedri.
yeah,
Because they're
yeah.
that's going to be an interest. Because imagine Caicedo just gets bopped about. Like, the thing is, we like to talk that Caicedo might be the best midfielder in the world, and we're going to find out because he's definitely coming up against two of the best, and we know what these Spanish midfielders and teams are like. They can really show you up when it comes down to it. It's going to be an interesting game. Who do you think's going to win?
I think Barcelona, mate. I think Lewandowski's back as well. He scored a couple in their first game at the Camp Nou. That's
Yeah,
just open.
my dad and brother actually went to that game, and
Mm.
I was asking them about the stadium, and it's not 100% finished.
Yeah, they still got to do the roof.
Yeah, they still got to do the roof, and the cranes are still in like the photos that I got sent.
Mm.
But it just looked like they showed me a few of like the entrance when you're going through, and it just looks like a spaceship, bro.
Yeah,
Like it's just, and it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be like 90,000 people again. So
yeah,
definitely on the bucket.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But I think Barcelona probably win that game. To be fair, yeah,
Yeah,
I think just got too much. To be fair for Chelsea, defensively as well. What about you?
yeah. I think Barca might win it as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
What do you think about?
I'd like to
So,
win it.
yeah, I
Sorry.
think I think the Arsenal Bayern Munich game is currently the two best teams in the world going head to head. How do you see that one sort of playing out?
I cannot call it, mate.
Yeah,
It's just one of those
Harry
games that
coming
is.
back again.
Oh, so that guy's just always got something for us as well. And
Yeah,
I think should we go through the Bayern and Arsenal starting 11? Should we do a little joint, like seeing which team who gets into where? So we'll start off
go
with the
for it.
goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer or David Raya.
I think it's hard to go against Neuer, just of the fact of like his longevity. And like I feel like Raya's still got mistake in him.
Yeah,
Like he was caught off his line, obviously in the Spurs game. Um, I think I just about still go for Neuer. He's just got that presence. What about you?
yeah. I would go for Manuel Neuer just because he's one of the goats, isn't he? And
Yeah,
I mean, Raya, mate, like he is really good, but I see him get chipped too often, mate. Like, obviously, he got chipped by Mateta last season. He got chipped by Papa Sarr in pre-season. Now he's been chipped by that chicken Richarlison, bro. And yeah, he does. The thing is, he wasn't even in the wrong. Like, it's harsh. Maybe it was just a worldier finish, but
yeah, it was.
yeah.
But I think I think you've got to go for Neuer. I think.
Now, right back, they've got, is it Josip Stanisic? They start there?
It doesn't matter who they've got. No one's getting above Timber.
No.
I think that's.
And then, yeah, Timber for me as well. And then Saliba or Upamecano.
It's difficult because obviously we don't really see these players week in, week out. I know he's a great player.
He had a lot of hype about it. He used to play for Napoli, didn't he?
I can't remember. I think it was Leipzig. It was him and Konate. They used to play for Leipzig together, I think.
Yeah.
And then obviously Konate went to Liverpool, and then obviously
He went to Bayern.
So I think he's a good player, and I feel like it's Saliba and Upamecano that play for France together. I feel like that's the combination that Deschamps uses, but I think again, but my back two would be Saliba and Gabriel, 100% all day long.
Yeah, I agree. And then, yeah, I don't think Jonathan Tah beats Gabriel.
No,
I don't think. And then we got Tom Bischoff, left back against Calafiori. Do you know what? I'm tempted to just go for a full Arsenal back line, and I don't think that's outrageous.
No, I don't think it is.
I don't know much about him.
I think have Arsenal conceded in the Champions League yet?
No.
I don't think they have, mate. Well, yeah, that Arsenal back five, man. Forget Neuer. That's an Arsenal back five. If they haven't conceded yet, it's an Arsenal back five.
Yeah, trust. And a big thing to talk about, actually, Luis Diaz isn't playing. He's got a straight red card. So.
Oh wow! Oh mad! That's quite good for us, to be fair. But to be fair, I think I think they've got options. To be fair, they are quite blessed with options in the forward areas. But that is going to be a big miss for them. To be fair, who would your midfield three be?
Declan Rice, 100%. Thing is, they usually start Leon Goretzka. We're not. Jamal Musiala's not involved in this because he's he's injured for a long time. They usually start Leon Goretzka and Alexander Pavlovich there, and I'm just thinking like, I can't be choosing like a whole Arsenal team. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they've got the advantage. Oh yeah, Kimmich. Yeah, I'd go Declan Rice, Kimmich, and Elise.
Yeah.
As the 10.
Yeah. Just thinking, would I go Elise or then 10?
Who? Eze?
Yeah.
Or Elise? I just think what Elise has been doing for the past like season and a half is just more consistent than Eze. But like.
Yeah, fair. I'll go with Kimmich, Rice, and Elise, and as my three.
And I mean, Zubimendi is I think the only reason I'm choosing Kimmich is because of what he's done. Like, I think Zubimendi's top level. Like, it could easily be him.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree.
And then a right wing, I think probably both go Bukayo Saka, won't we?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. You know what you're gonna get.
Harry Kane as well up top, both in agreement with.
Without a shadow of a doubt, mate. He's some player.
And then Luis Diaz, left wing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess obviously if you didn't have a red card, then I guess he'd be in. But yeah, on a normal day, yeah, Luis Diaz would be in there.
So
I think
combined
I
left.
think on a normal day, Luis Diaz left wing and Jamal Musiala in the 10. I think.
Yeah. If we're including Musiala, oh no, I'm not going to say it, bro. I was debating Saka or Elise there for a moment in my head.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
The thing is, like, Elise's sick, mate. Elise's a very, very, very good player, and he
Mm.
is starting to, in my opinion, he's starting to get to that world class level.
Mm.
But he's not quite as good as Saka yet. No. But yeah, so full team then. So we're going Raya in goal, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Timber. So we got an all Arsenal back four.
Mm-hmm.
We got Kimmich, Declan Rice, and let's just put Musiala in there, mate.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because that is the best team. We got Saka right wing, Harry Kane up top, and Luis Diaz left wing. So it's predominantly Arsenal players.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good team, man. And
Yeah,
that's a good
that team
episode,
wins
I
it. It is indeed, bro. It's
think.
episode 13 done.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, absolutely. Please, obviously, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks to everyone that consistently does that for us as well. And yeah, we'll see you again next week.
We will indeed, and yeah, thanks for listening. Catch you next time. Time to enjoy the Man United game.
See you later.
Yeah.